Okay, so let's quickly run through what you're going to have to do to change how the torch lights and use some of the other macros. I'll send you this folder here. Just open it up, take everything that's in here, copy it. Now this is again at the torch. Then we'll go to your C disk, find Mach 3, go to macros, plasma, and then right click and not on something, right click, paste all that in there, say copy and replace. Do this for any conflicts you have. You won't have any. I just copied and replaced it all. You notice there's a file in here called macro pump. So what a macro pump is a macro basically that's going to run all the time in the background of Mach 3. To enable it, you need to go to config, go to general config, find this run macro pump, make sure that's checked, say OK, close out of Mach 3, and then go ahead and load Mach 3 again. And now, once those changes should have taken place, to check that they did, you come over to diagnostics, and we can start running some of our M codes. So M110 should now turn on output 1 and 2, which would be light the torch. M111 will be cut, so it turns off output 1, turns on output 2 and 4, cut, and then M112 will turn all the cutting off. Now, so that's how we can do it through the program. So you can have the torch lit and then turn on 111, and that'll start your cutting, and then go back to M110 if you want to, jog between holes or whatever it is you're doing. So that's one way we can build some efficiency into what we're doing. Your macro pump, you won't really be able to see it right away because your outputs or your inputs are on 4, 5, and 6. Well, you can see what happens if I hit 4. So 4 would be light the torch. I just did it on my keyboard. I've initialized some other things that have allowed me to do that. But inputs 4, 5, and 6 will be light your torch. So as far as Tony is concerned, after we do this, then, sorry Doug, no insult intended. Under the light torch label, the button all the way to the left will now light it. The middle button will cut, and the red button will shut everything off. And it's going to be running that macro pump there in the future. So, yeah. Alright, so for now, then, to configure the pendant, we go to configure plugins, we go to the Shuttle Pro thing, you have macro 3 here, macro 6 here, macro 7 here. It's really whatever you want to set up, but if we go here, we change this to custom macro 3 from the drop down, 6 from this drop down, 7 from that drop down. Change these macro numbers, so change these to exactly what they are here. So M10 lights, which is 3, M7 cuts, which was, M111 cuts, which is this button, and then this one will now turn it off if you change this to exactly what's set up here as far as your macros are concerned. So if any time you wanted to be able to see what your M codes were doing, you could go to Operator, Visual Basic Script, and File, Open. So let's go ahead and look at what our macro pump does. So if these inputs aren't exactly correct, and I'm pretty sure they are, but if these weren't correct, like let's say it was input 7 did this instead of 4, then I'd just go in here, change this to 7, and after I made those changes, I just say File, Save, and it's going to change that macro pump for me. So this is just some if-then logic. So if input 4 is active, then activate the signal on this, and it's pretty simple logic. If then activate something or deactivate something else. So that should make the changes currently that we can make to make the pendant handier to use, and also allow you M code control things. There's also another M code that you're going to be dumping in there that you'll be able to see. So if we come to this screen and I go M1050, that means set my feed rate override to 50%. So this is how I think we're going to use the post processor in Bobcad and make sure it writes M1050 before all your lead-in lines. And so if we have M1050, then it'll slow all of your lead-ins down to 50% of whatever your other XY feed rate is. And then M1100 sets it back to 100%. So that's it. Hopefully these changes help you guys out. This will then create another XML file in that Plasma folder. So if you don't like what you do after you make all these changes, let's say it's 30, XML 30, you don't like the changes that are made, and then just simply delete XML 30 and go back to XML 29. If you would send me that XML file, that would be great, and then I can always send it back to you as a backup. So to do that, you'll just go to your computer, your C disk, Mach 3 XML backups, find the latest version in here. Like for right now, it'd be Plasma 15. Then just copy it and paste it in an email and send it to me. Or you could go send to compressed folder and zip it if it won't email because it's too large, which I don't think it will be. That's one way of doing it. Alright, so these macros are coming your way.